Long before the word America existed, before Columbus, before the first colonies, before even the stories that shaped a nation, there was a city built not of stone, but of earth and faith. It stood upon the vast floodplains of the Mississippi, where the summer air shimmered with heat and the land stretched wide and green as the sea. This was a world alive with birds, with forests thick and deep, with rivers that carried both life and prophecy. And on that sacred ground, a civilization rose. They called it nothing we know, but history remembers it as Cahokia, the city of earth and sky. At its height, more than 20,000 souls lived here. Farmers, builders, priests, astronomers, and warriors, together creating the largest metropolis North America had ever seen. They raised Monk's Mound, a mountain of soil built by hand, basket by basket, carried from the riverbanks below. It climbed 10 stories high, dwarfing the wooden temples that crowned its summit. From its top, a priest-king could look across the land and see smoke rising from distant hearths, the silver shimmer of water, and the rhythm of a living nation. To the east stood a circle of tall posts, Woodhenge, their calendar of the heavens. When the sun rose through the center post on the spring equinox, drums echoed across the plain, and the people knew the world had been reborn. Their lives moved with the sky, the stars, the sun, the river's flood. To them the earth was sacred, the sky divine, and between them walked man, a bridge of breath and dust. At night, Cahokia burned with light, thousands of torches flickering like fallen stars. Music drifted through the air, flutes, drums, and the soft hum of voices. Traders came from lands far beyond the horizon, carrying copper from the Great Lakes, seashells from the Gulf, obsidian from the Rockies. The city was the beating heart of a continent, alive with exchange and story. Yet within the beauty there was mystery. Who led them? What power united so many under one banner of earth and fire? Some say a ruler touched by the spirits, half man, half God. Others believe the river itself chose them. The truth is buried beneath the grass, lost to wind, time, and silence. And then the river began to change. The floods grew wilder, forests thinned, the soil hardened. The balance that had blessed Cahokia began to tremble. Priests looked to the sky and saw omens, strange alignments, red moons, burning comets. They whispered that the spirits were restless, and somewhere beyond the river a fire was seen, a flame that would one day consume the city itself. Cahokia, the city of earth and sky, had risen with the river's gift, and soon it would learn the river could also take everything away.
The river had changed. Its voice, once calm and patient, now carried the growl of storms. Where it once gave life, it now took it away. Each year the floods came earlier. They swallowed the fields, drowning the maize and beans that once fed thousands. The air smelled of wet clay and decay. The people of Cahokia watched as the edges of their sacred mounds began to crumble, their smooth slopes scarred by rain and time. It was as if the earth itself grew tired of carrying their dreams. Priests gathered at the top of Monk's Mound, their faces painted with ash and ochre. They whispered prayers into the wind, pleas for balance, for mercy, for the return of the old peace. But the sky answered only with thunder. Then one night, under a blood-red moon, a child saw something strange. He ran through the village, shouting, "Fire! Fire on the river!" The people rushed to the banks, and there, upon the dark current, they saw it. A flame floating across the surface, burning without smoke or sound. Some said it was a spirit. Others swore it was the anger of the river itself, the living God that had given them everything, now returning to claim what was his. At dawn, the elders gathered. They believed the balance between earth and sky had been broken. They said the city must offer gifts to heal the river's heart.
That night, 1,000 torches lit the path to the water. Men and women sang ancient songs as they cast offerings into the dark. The river glowed with reflections of flame, beautiful and terrible. But the fire did not fade. Instead, lightning tore through the sky and struck the southern granary, the great storehouse of food that fed the city. Flames spread fast, climbing the walls, leaping from hut to hut. The wind carried sparks across the fields, and soon the very heart of Cahokia burned. Men formed lines from the river, passing buckets hand to hand, while others fell to their knees, begging the gods to spare them. Children cried, their voices lost beneath the roar of the blaze. By morning, half the southern quarter was gone. Ash drifted through the air like snow. The sacred mound stood blackened at its edges, and the river ran gray with soot. Upon the mound, the priest-king watched in silence. His robe was scorched, his crown of feathers singed. He raised his hands to the sky and whispered words no one could hear. To him, the fire was not disaster. It was a message, a prophecy carried by the river's rage. The gods had spoken, and soon the whole world would listen.